I'm so interested in it's kind of off topic, but like what the title headline of this is gonna be.
What?
You know, like last week's was like, how do you meet people? Like in that episode, like what is this one gonna be? I'm very curious. Maybe it's gonna be like the intro, you know?
No.
The Beige Flag.
Welcome everyone to the Beige Flag. I'm your great host, Adam Tahir. With us, we have a great co-host,
Haley, hi. And we have a very special guest this week, our second guest ever, but he is our number one fan. So, Baron.
Hi guys,
hello.
my name is Baron. I'm so excited to be here. I'm probably your number one fan. Look, I'm all suited up and everything. So
you
thank you for having me
watched
here.
every one of those episodes
I have
from the beginning.
I feel like this might be the one that I don't know if I can take in watching. I really can't handle watching myself. So, and I didn't know all of this stuff set up. You know, like it's like
We're
pretty bright in here.
right?
Yeah, you don't realize all that when you're just behind the camera and watching on your phone. But there's a whole setup going on here.
So, we'll start off by a little story I had. On Sunday, I was returning home from the movies with a date. And as we were returning home, we were like 2 blocks away from where I live, right up from here. And as we were getting here, I had to pull my car on the side of the road, go out, throw up for a solid 5 minutes straight.
Threw up.
And I just see all this red coming out of my mouth. And I think it was just like the food coloring was red. That's why it was red. And so I just throw up and I sit back down. And my date is like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Not really." And then I just drop her home at her place.
Is this a first date or is this a girl that you've been seeing for a
No,
while?
this was a first date.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we got dinner, we went to the movies. And then I came back.
What movie did you see?
The new Hunger Games.
Ah, okay.
How did she react when you
Well,
pulled over?
she hasn't texted me since.
Oh.
And this was on Sunday. So, now, is that an ick I threw up in front of a girl? I just had food poisoning.
Yeah, I think for most girls that's probably an ick.
Yeah, especially a first date. Oh man.
Yeah, but
it is not your fault, right?
It was
It's
definitely
your
not
fault.
my fault.
Yeah, and better that you pulled over.
And then, rather than throwing up on her in the car,
Yeah.
I wanted to throw up over on the side of the highway. But I think I wouldn't have thrown up if she didn't want to stop at Target on the way back from the movies to grab some supplies.
What sort of supplies did she want to
She-
grab?
she
That's
need-
a weird request.
She wanted to, she was out of stuff.
like
she-
what?
I don't know.
You went into Target with her, right?
I just
What'd she
roamed around.
buy?
I didn't know, honestly. I was trying to keep my stomach under control. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, you were just like focusing your stomach the
yeah,
whole time.
I was like, calm
Why
down.
don't you go to the bathroom there?
Because I did not know I was gonna throw up because I don't usually throw up.
Ah.
And I thought it was just gonna go away. It was just a stomach ache. But no, it just came out, and then the entire night I was just throwing up, and it's been 2 days since I've eaten anything.
Wait, so did you text her after the date, or did you wait for her to text you?
I waited for her. Maybe I thought she was gonna text her "Are you doing okay? How you feeling?"
Oh yeah.
And she
but
said nothing.
But you also didn't say anything, so maybe she's also
Yeah, you
waiting.
didn't apologize.
How is that my fault?
It's not your
not
fault,
your
but
fault.
like you
Courtesy.
just- yeah.
Out of courtesy.
Well, on top of that, I've been having a really super crappy week because I told Fiji.
Oh.
I told
I know
Fiji that we can't be friends anymore because this wasn't gonna go anywhere. And you know what she does?
What?
She blocks me on Instagram. What kind of petty thing is to block someone else on Instagram?
I know the feeling, brother. I know the feeling.
Why are you blocked?
Wait, no, yeah, before that, but Fiji, you said Fiji already was like going on dates too, right?
She was going on dates, so I think it was she called me the night before she's supposed to travel to another country.
Right.
And then, and she goes off and tells me, and we're talking, and I'm like in a pretty crappy mood because I was sick last week as well. And she keeps talking and talking, and she goes like, I get friend vibes from you. And I just for some reason, something clicked off in my head, and I'm like, yeah, we shouldn't be friends anymore then.
That's what you said to her?
Yeah, we should stop talking.
Okay.
Because I told her that if I just don't want to be friends, I just want to spend this time and energy if you're just going to be friends on someone trying to find my person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was this a spur of the moment decision when she said, "I just see you as a friend," or?
She's been hinting at that for a while now.
Okay, so but had you thought about it? Like, was it in the back of your mind that you might be ending things on that phone call, or was it kind of a surprise to you too?
It was a surprise to me too because I didn't know what I was gonna. I was just trying to end the phone call so I could go to sleep.
Then could you sleep well after that?
Honestly, after that, I thought. Then she called me back. She goes like, "You're serious about this, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, kind of." And she goes like,
Oh, she reached back?
"Yeah, she reached." And then she goes like, "Okay, I respect it, whatever."
And then they got the block.
No, I got blocked. Then she went on her trip and she posted pictures, and then she blocked me. She wanted me
to see the pictures first.
and then blocked me.
Is that like a like? You think that's like a move? Like that was like a
Yeah,
intentional?
That was like a FU.
Or it was like you were getting under her head, like you've been saying, like it's been getting under your head, or into your head, and it was getting under your skin, and then she just couldn't take it at a certain point. Maybe it wasn't intentional, like let me post these pictures and then block you. You know?
Or maybe it was.
All I'm saying is super petty.
That's the juicy
girls
part.
put way more effort into this, and I promise we really don't.
I think this was way super petty. Now I've been tempting to reach back out to her and be like,
No.
"Why did you block me?"
No.
Why not? Why?
But I will say,
No, you're gonna-
Adam was texting me about this situation, and I said, "Well, is your phone number blocked too?" And he said, "I don't know. I haven't tried to text her. So can we just take a moment and I'll be super proud of Adam for that one because I really thought you would have once you see you're blocked on Instagram. I think this is growth."
This is growth. I'm like, I can't. I try to go to bed at 7, so I don't like text her in the middle of the night. Okay, before we go back to Baron, this last story I have from today, and it's gonna be the weirdest one. Last night I had a dream. I was on a date with Aunt Becky from Full House.
Okay.
And
Are you in
Love
jail?
that show.
No, I wasn't visiting her in jail. This is now she's out of jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's this like historic character from like a sitcom era. And then I woke up and I was like, "Huh, what could this mean?" So I changed my Hinge dating filters from 35 to 50, and I've started swiping on them. And people from that age range are swiping back at me now. So should I go on a date with someone that's in their 40s?
And you had those like I remember you said your filter last week on the guest episode, right? You said you had it from like 23 to 30.
Yeah.
Right? So this one is like
35
way out
to
there.
50.
Okay. What do you think, Haley? Should he do it?
Should I go?
I
on a
think you
date?
should.
Good for content,
These are
at
all
least.
doctors, lawyers, like heads of firms.
Okay, yeah, so I think if you're like on a dating app and you're swiping on a younger man as a like woman, my idea is one, like maybe you've been divorced recently and you just want something fun.
Yeah.
2, maybe you've just like put so much time and energy into your career that you never really like were able to find someone. So you're on there and like your range is just crazy, like big, and you're open to anyone. Or 3, like maybe you just matured like slower than everyone else, and you feel like your age
Is
doesn't
not
reflect
as
your
yeah.
like level of someone that you would
Like
want.
you.
So you're saying this as the perspective of the older woman?
Yeah. So I think you could have some really great dates from that.
Okay, so we'll keep you guys posted as I go on dates with people. Now I'm dating someone that's like way older than I am, so we'll see how that goes.
What?
Wait, what?
I'm gonna be going on dates.
You're gonna be
Yeah.
okay. So you're gonna test out. Are you still gonna use the ice cream dates? You know, are you taking a
yeah,
30?
you think-
Yeah,
Five
would
woman
ice cream
to-
dates would work on someone that's 35, 37?
Yeah,
I don't know.
they might be more like conscious of
Yeah,
their
would they be expecting
diet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we're gonna scratch that one.
No, that's
but
it.
they might like be more like, hey, look, or their palate is no longer ice cream. You know what?
Who doesn't like ice cream as they grow older?
I don't
My
know.
grandpa loved ice cream.
Yeah.
Like my mom isn't a big fan of ice cream now.
Yeah, but I think that's our parents' generation. I don't know.
That's the age range you're going for.
Isn't that the range you're going for? Just
Ah.
a little younger, but
Yeah, someone
Still
who
no.
could have been my parent back in the day.
Yeah.
Maybe who has a kid that's my age.
oh,
That would be weird.
that would be interesting.
Yeah, so All right, so enough about me. Now we're gonna talk about our guest Baron.
Well, Baron, I think you
Should I intro my? I think
Yeah,
I
I
should.
think you should
People
give
should know
us
my
a little
background.
intro on your
Okay.
dating life.
Yeah,
anything you
okay,
wanna
well,
share.
Yeah, so my name is Baron, like I said, or like we've introduced. So my dating life is very what is this, like minute in a way, because I dated this girl in high school in my senior year, and then we dated for 8 years, and that was 8 years ago. So we recently just split up about like a couple of months ago now, and so entering the dating scene pretty late here. And so far, I'm not really super into the dating sphere right now, trying to still work on myself and get myself together. And then, I don't know, but dating 2023 is very different. Obviously, like that was 5 years ago, and now it's even way more different than, when I was like a kid. So yeah, it's kind of my story. But
So you've never been on dating apps.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of. So have you been on any dates yet?
no,
No.
I've not been on any dates yet.
Have you
Since,
set up any dating profiles? Have you asked anyone out? Like,
Well, the profile is something. Obviously, I don't know how those things work. So I had my very good friends here kind of set a profile up for me, and that's been like what it's been. But I kind of, I remember before, yeah, there was like a taboo on dating apps, right? Like just in general. But I think now these days people are more open to those and more utilizing that. But I did kind of, I was open to it when I got in my relationship, and then I don't know, a couple of weeks later, I did kind of see something. I was on Instagram scrolling. I think Instagram knew I was going through a breakup, so they kept feeding me like those breakup videos, breakup reels, or anything. But one of them was talking about like just kind of stance on dating apps or so.
Okay.
And then one of the things the person said there was just like, yeah, I don't think dating apps are for me. And then the person goes like, oh, why not? And then the person just said like he just felt, or it was a she. She felt that if you were using dating apps and let's say you found someone on there, right? It felt like maybe she couldn't commit all the way because she always felt like there were many options out there. Once she maybe have found someone, there was always an option of like, oh wait, I could do better than this. So it kind of just put me in a little pause there. I was like, oh, I feel like it kind of gives me that kind of feeling. So I kind of like took a step back from it, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be fully in that. But kind of like the guest was, your previous guest last week in Hannah. She was kind of more into the organic meetups, right?
So have you met anyone organically since you last weekend?
Well, no, like I feel like the biggest thing I realized, like if just like if you're just out there or anything, is like it's really hard to know who's available. Like obviously if you're married, that's easy. Like you're wearing a ring or something. But for someone to be like, if you're just out there and you're just hanging out with people, and then you're like, oh, that girl is, you want to maybe talk to that girl, but then you're like, there's that thought that I never knew that existed to everyone else was like, wow, is that person actually available? And I don't want to overstep anyone's kind of partner, so
But like,
that's something that.
if you like them enough, you could just converse and they'll tell you. If
Yeah, no, I know, and it doesn't like,
yeah.
like my ex when we were, she got those moments too, of like being hit on, and I always just felt like that never bothered me, But I don't know if other boyfriends are like that or other girlfriends are like that, of like, don't want them to get hit on, if they don't want their partners getting hit on and things. So
Oh,
yeah, interesting.
So how you been dealing with the breakup?
Oh yeah, it's been okay. Like I think the biggest thing about that you realize when you're going through that breakup is like it's not really linear, right? Like you feel good one day and you're like, wow, I'm feeling good. You're building all these days of consecutive like feeling better, and then you just get one day of like, oh wow, you're feeling horrible, you're feeling regretful, or you're feeling, I don't know, like you're missing it or something.
Yeah.
And then you feel like you get all these thoughts, and then you move on the next day, and you're like kind of going through this like healing again. And so I just feel like it's always just, I think you're steadily going up in a way, but a lot of it is like this, but overall trend, you're like going up like this. So I mean, and it was 8 years of my life, so that was that's a pretty long time. Like more than a third of my life.
Basically, your entire adulthood.
Yeah, it is my entire adulthood so far. So, yeah.
Crazy. Well, to lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Since you don't have any funny dating stories for us, what about a funny or cringy breakup story for us?
Okay. Yeah. So this probably is hopefully this is the cringiest thing that cringiest moment I ever experienced in my process. But, yeah, one day I had on my calendar, my ex-girlfriend had I had something on my calendar that I knew that my ex-girlfriend was gonna be coming back from a faraway city, like to drive by, coming back to town for like a week or so. And I don't know, it just made me go like, oh, I want to like check up. I want to make sure like, she got here okay and things like that. But no plan of like, actually engaging. Just like seeing if she was back in town. And I have no way of getting those confirmations because I don't have any. She's not, like you start talking about the block stories, right, of your Instagram. So I have no way of knowing other than actually like maybe potentially seeing if she was back in town. So I am blocked. So I was going to this birthday party, and then on the way, her neighborhood was like kind of in the way of it. So I was like, I'll take a little detour and go towards there before going to my ultimate destination. And when I got there, I just wanted to see if there was like, maybe her car was there. So I was like, oh, I saw it, got the car. All right, I'm leaving. As I was leaving and exiting, I saw these two white dogs, and I just knew who those dogs were. I was like, oh, that's the family's dogs. And then, so I see the dogs. I was like, oh gosh. And then I was going the way where the exit is that way, and they were coming this way. Yeah. So there was no way of turning back or no way of moving at all or turning or maneuvering. And I see the whole family, not just her. Yeah. She was there walking the dogs, and then the whole family was there. And all I could do was just act like, pretend maybe, hopefully they didn't see me,
So you just look straight?
I just looked straight, but I could just see my peripheral, like they're coming towards me, and I could see them stop. Yeah, and they know my car, they know like what the seats look like, they know exactly what the build looks like, so I was just like, yeah, that happened. And I remember as soon as I turned out, I was like, I just stopped right there, I took a pause, I was like, and I just like SMH'd at myself. I was like, this is the lowest dignity I ever felt. Like I felt like I left my soul there, and I was just like in this field of embarrassment, just it was so cringy. I don't know what happened. So that's never done that again. Never will do that again. And so hopefully.
So did she reach out to you afterwards?
That's the thing too. Is we have a no contact agreement just to help with the healing process. So my only way of kind of talking or communicating with her is communicating through our mutual friends who are like our friends. And so I texted one of my best friends. I was like, hey, look, I can't say much, but just let me know if you get a message about something that happened today. And, do me a favor. If you do, please let me know so I can confirm. Yeah. I can have this confirmation in my head whether I was saved from embarrassment or whether I was actually humiliated. And sadly, surely enough, they text back. They're like, oh, yeah. They reached out. They saw you. And I was like, oh, my goodness. So
I feel like if I was the friend, I'd just be like
save me. I know, right? Like, my friend could have just been like, no, you're good. Like, at least didn't see you. But no. My friend gave me the real deed, so I was like, wow.
Dang.
That was my cringiest moment.
It's okay, we've all been there.
Yeah, but sometimes like you're laying down at night, you'll think about that moment and it'll just haunt you. It projects.
Yeah, you close your eyes, you're like, you're replaying it, you're like, did that really happen? Like, or am I just like, maybe I dreamt about it, or that actually didn't happen, But it actually did happen, and oh my gosh. So.
Well, okay, being with someone for that long, you must have a lot of mutual friends, right?
Yeah.
How has that been?
Yeah, so I think that's one of the biggest also changes was like our mutual friends was like also I felt like my core friends, like people, we all have those friends like that where you kind of grew up with them, Like one of them like been to high school with, right? So we all knew each other for a while, went to college together and everything. So a lot of experiences together. So I think the hardest thing with the mutual friends is like trying to avoid making them feel like they're in the middle and have to pick a side, you know? But I feel like unintentionally there's always that kind of factor that plays in, like when you're with your friends or something. And so I haven't really hung out with our mutual friends as much, not because of like, you know, I'm not comfortable or anything. I would love to hang out with them. It's just, I think it does make it hard for me because I feel like there's this barrier in a way that gets created where, oh man, I know like they can listen to what I'm, you know, my thoughts, my feelings and things, but there's always that like one ear and then having to consider the other ear for the other person, you know. So it's been a little adjustment on that I've kind of been hanging out with more friends that weren't a mutual connection in a way.
Wait, so do you think it's also because like you don't want them to be in an awkward position?
Yeah, for sure. Like I also feel like there's that, and I also wanted to maybe Haley can shed some light on how female friendships are, like when you know you're dealing with from female to female. I guess I'll talk about male to male, right? So if I'm saying, hey Adam, you're having a problem with your girl or with a significant other or something, I think usually my perspective or the kind of solutions or talking through things with you is my aim is to get you towards the middle, you know, of like, let's say you did something, maybe you're at fault or maybe she was at fault or something, but always trying to consider her side and yours, but ultimately get you to the middle point, right? Is that similar to how kind of females handle that, or like for more breakups? Let's say like they were in a breakup or something. Like how would you
like getting it? Well, I think it would depend on like what my friend wanted, and then also depend on like how close I am to them. Like one of my best friends, I'll be like very straight up and honest with them, and like, but also read the room, right? Like if they're going through a breakup, even if it is their fault, like it still hurts, right?
Right.
And so if it's a point where there's no reconciliation, like you don't need to kick them while they're down and be like, no, that you were
so
wrong
you're
at
just
this
like
point. Like I think at that
support.
point, girls are much more like just comforting and here, what do you need? Let me bring you food. Let's just like
got it.
like get out of our minds, and then like a little while later, like just be there to talk through it with them. But I guess sometimes I'll try to like bring my friend like the other perspective, but I think that's more of a unique situation. I think most of the time I'm more like just there to support them and like listen.
Okay.
I think like also just talking it out, eventually they will come more to the middle, but I don't feel like I need to be that voice.
Got it. Yeah.
Well, you don't believe in brutal honesty like me. You're like, hey, it is your fault.
Brutal honesty?
You messed up.
Adam's saying brutal honesty, really? Okay.
Brutal honesty, Adam.
Yeah.
Maybe we should be brutally honest about everything.
Yeah, okay, so that brings me into, this is our number one fan, everyone. So, do you have anything you want to say to Adam, like from all of the episodes you've listened to?
Yeah.
Just anything, questions or ideas, advice, anything?
Yeah, I mean, been dying to get on here. Like it was like ever since I saw the first episode, I've just been hooked by your guys' kind of back and forth and banter and stuff, and so really excited to be here with you guys. And so yeah, for Adam, I was so impressed with one of the things I remember like you were talking about in the pod was the script that you had where your Hinge profile, when it matches with someone, it just automatically sends them the text or whatever. Yeah, you have like a little bot feature. Like that was so cool, and hopefully like maybe you could like show me how that works and everything. I would love to see like what kind of messages that bot sends. But like I was when I saw that in the episode, I was like, I need to see that for sure. I was like, I need to know if that's legit, because You know, you never know. It could be not legit, but I know that. Hopefully that's legit. So.
Hey, that's my baby I've been working on.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. But yeah, so gotta show me that.
So now you're single,
Mm-hmm.
and now if like, are you looking for anyone, or you want to be like trying to find yourself?
Yeah, I think for seeking, I don't think I'm personally seeking out. Like, I'm not actively seeking out. I don't think that's my kind of style, I guess. I don't know if that's how you would say. I'm more of the long-term kind of game kind of Riz in a way.
What do you
We're like
mean
the Tom Holland Riz, you know?
Oh.
Where
Do you want to be friend zoned first, technically?
I mean, I think I probably value friendships way more, like, than like just trying to get this person as like a partner or something, you know. Like, I think for me personally, I do think I like being friends with this person more first, and then maybe see if something happens, because I would know them more. But I think just me personally, I feel like if I jump, like, I saw this person, they're super attractive and I'm attracted to them, but I don't really get to know them until I feel like they're more of my friend. I feel like companionship is like what I really miss most and what I really like most in a relationship. And I feel like the foundation of a friendship is really good. Like our co-host over here.
Yeah, she was friends with her boyfriend for a while.
I know.
For a whole 2 days.
2 days, yeah. Okay, at least you know, I have something to keep in mind. 2 days of friendship. That
The
can work.
first 48 hours are very crucial in knowing someone. We need to get your boyfriend on the pod next.
I know. He's probably super fan too, obviously, but
Given that, what's your like ideal person? Like,
ooh, ideal person. I think number one most like appealing to me is like wittiness.
yeah.
Someone being witty, being able to just banter with me back and forth, and like in a witty way, where like they say something, you're like, oh, what the heck, like that came like out of nowhere, and you're just like, oh wow, that was like a funny thing that they said or something. So that to me is ideal. And then second too is like maybe having similar. I think the hardest thing is like, yeah, would be like for long term, at least like similar faith in a way.
Okay.
I would say that one is pretty ideal to me, and then because it kind of shapes all of our decisions, right? Like a lot of our moral kind of decision making and everything is through how we grew up and stuff. So all of that, I feel like I would like to be more aligned with. And then second is like probably the other thing is like family stuff. Like I want to be able to be close with their family, and if their family doesn't like me, I don't know. I don't think it can work.
Don't you want to like win over the parents? What if the parents just give you a hard time in the beginning?
Yeah, that's fine. I think that a lot of really good relationships like start off maybe like where, you know, protective parents and stuff, but then they like embrace them after. But if it's like one of those like you feel like you have to rip the person away from their family in order for you to be together, I'm not signing up for that. Because this person's been with their family for 25 years of their life. Like I'm not gonna come in there and
Maybe we can just rip them away.
But yeah, that's probably like those are like the big core ideals people that I want.
So if you have to describe like a real life person, who would be your ideal person?
A real life person?
Like right now, like any famous like
Emma Watson.
Emma.
Love Emma Watson. I really like all those looks, like those posh people, you know, like Margot Robbie. You know, they're so obviously a lot of physical appearance because I don't
know them.
But yeah, Emma Watson's like.
Is Emma Watson dating anyone?
Hey, you know, maybe she can be a guest on this, and we can start being friends for 2 days, and then you never know what can happen.
Like Haley and I can call in sick that day, and
we can co-host it together.
Yeah.
So that's a good idea. Thanks, Adam.
keep that in mind as we go out.
All right, Emma Watson, you have an invite to Beige Flag Podcast.
Okay. So last week, before we got cut off, our previous guest was teaching us a dating term, and it was called stoplight. And we couldn't talk about that on the podcast, but stoplight technically is a red flag that makes you want to end the date right then and there. So stoplight, just sit, you go forward. As soon as they say something, you walk away. It's like a moment, it's like red lights go off, red flags go off, time to end the date right there and then. Do you have any stoplights?
For dating?
Yeah.
I remember one of hers was the, like, chewing with their mouth, right?
Yeah.
Open.
Well,
Like,
that was like a deal breaker,
Oh,
but
deal
not like a
breaker.
stoplight.
So it's not a stop. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like that.
Stoplight is way more extreme.
Okay. What do you have a stoplight? Like,
Yeah,
so I
if
can
they
get a
wake up
reference?
after 9 a.m.
Oh my gosh. That is.
No, I think what she meant by like stoplight is him saying, "Oh yeah, I got arrested for like domestic violence 5 years ago or something."
Oh yeah,
like
that
like,
one story.
dropping something like that in.
Yeah, like casually, yeah, like
Yeah.
don't have good context for it.
Okay. Do you have a stoplight, Ailey?
Well, I mean, that would be one.
That would be one. So pretty extreme
Like,
then,
I
right?
got-
Like.
Yeah, like
I think most things I'll hear someone out on, but I think something like that extreme or like, I mean honestly, like if they're super rude,
Right.
I think I would cut that date off pretty quickly.
like are they rude to you or they rude to the staff?
Anyone.
Huh. Well, what kind of level of rudeness are we talking? Is it just
I mean,
banter
like
rude?
blatant rudeness,
Oh, okay.
not like not something that could be misinterpreted, but something that I'm like, okay, that's very clearly like rude and uncalled for.
Oh, maybe like someone that is like. That one time we were out, it was like you're just talking to them, you're just talking to them, and they just go like, "Oh, just so I don't have like random guys talking to me." If they like respond like that.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Did someone said that to us?
Yes. You don't remember this?
No.
Was it the
Okay,
car
we-
salesman?
No, it was not. There was this bar that my co-host and I went to. No, sorry. Our co-host. One of the co-hosts and I went to, like, and then there was this girl that was like holding out this her phone, right? It had like her Cash App.
Oh, I remember that girl.
She had her Cash App
Oh.
just waving while she's like dancing and stuff.
And she's like, it's her birthday.
No, the friend was next to her, right? And then so I was asking the friend, he's like, "Hey, like, why does she have her like Cash App on, right?" And then the girl goes like, "Oh, it's because it's her birthday." And I was like, she's like trying to get free drinks. I was like, okay. So then when she cause she left, like the person with the Cash App just left for a brief moment. So when she came back, I was like, "Oh, happy birthday!" And she's like, "It's not my birthday." I was like, "Wait, what? Your friend just said it was your birthday." And then she's like, "No, like she's just trying to get me free drinks." And I was like, "Oh, then why do you have your Cash App thing on?"
Yeah.
She's like, "So I don't have random guys talking to me." So then I was like, "What the heck?" I was just like really curious about why she has the Cash App, and then she responded that
Yeah.
way. So that's a
See, if someone talks to you like that,
someone's not talking to you like that. It's over.
And then people say we gotta approach people more. How are you supposed to go approach people when you get a response like that?
and not there was no approach of like, "Oh, hey, I'm interested." It was just approach of like I said, "Happy birthday!" Like I was curious about the Cash App, and
Yeah.
that response was like that. So pretty brutal.
Yeah. Yikes.
See, this is why you don't approach people in Seattle. People
Now you approach people and then you get good stories.
Yeah, good content. So for this, yeah.
I think I'm gonna start doing this challenge for myself. Kylo. I think I'm gonna start doing this challenge for myself whenever I go to somewhere new where I don't know anyone. I'm gonna set a goal of talking to a random stranger within the first 60 seconds of me being in that place.
Like a stranger's alone.
Yeah, like if I'm like go to a new restaurant, a new bar, I'm hanging out with people and I don't know people over there, I'm gonna go introduce myself, no matter who it is.
Okay, one, how often do you go to a restaurant or bar that you don't know anyone at?
Probably 1% of the time.
Okay, and two, do you want to think about the optics of that? Like you walk in and you immediately start talking to a random person.
No.
Like, what is that person gonna think? Like this guy just came in off the street and was talking to me. Like I'm a little scared.
Okay, I'm thinking more.
Maybe give it like 10 minutes. is all.
I'm thinking more of in like the environment of I'm at an event, not like I'm going to like Chick-fil-A right now and I'm gonna go start talking to people in the restaurant.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
I'm like at a random party or at a random event, which I don't think that happens a lot anymore for our generation.
By yourself.
Yeah.
Especially. Yeah.
So can you give me an example of how you would do this?
Yeah, I'll just walk up and be like, "Hi, my name's Adam," and then start introducing
Something
myself.
like a girl, right? It's probably a girl. Or will you do it for guys too? Just,
Guys or
like,
girls?
friends?
No, yeah, just trying to like get out of my comfort zone because I feel like I've lost a little bit of my mojo.
Oh. And why is that?
I don't know. I think I've had like such bad luck recently that I think I've lost like how to talk to people.
I'm so interested in it's kind of off topic, but like what the title headline of this is gonna be.
What?
You know, like last week's was like, how do you meet people? Like in that episode, like what is this one gonna be? I'm very curious. Maybe it's gonna be like the intro, you know?
No, the intro probably. I think I'll figure out the intro while I'm like editing the pod. I've realized that I shouldn't be figuring out the intro while I'm editing. I should already have in mind before, because then I can set up the pod in the way of the conversation supposed to flow. And same thing with thumbnails, because Haley, as we all know, doesn't do any work and just shows up and films.
Well, you also like roast me in the thumbnail.
What are you talking about? The thumbnails are fine. You just need to...
Wait, am I gonna be on the thumbnail for this?
Yeah, you're definitely gonna be on the thumbnail.
Absolutely, and your
Oh,
eyes
really?
will probably be open. You'll probably be smiling, not looking.
Okay, I'm gonna have a thumbnail profile right now. This is that, okay? This is that.
No, but
moment.
hey, what was wrong with your thumbnail? You said
My eyes were closed. I was like mid motion.
you were just
like,
sick.
Okay, but my eyes were open a lot of the time. You had plenty of other pictures to choose from.
I was just like a bit lazy. It was like late at night. I was trying to get it out the door. Plus, you know who does all the editing in this pod? Who does all the...
Okay, I'm just saying that you make up for it by purposefully roasting me in the thumbnails.
Do you think I should start sending your boyfriend the thumbnails beforehand so he could have a...
Absolutely.
I've been loving the thumbnails. It's super famous. I think they should stay the way they
Trying
are.
to take my job.
Well, he might be, since we know you're gonna be start traveling in the next week or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna
You
need
can have
another
it for a month.
co-host.
You can see if the views are better. I'm up for the challenge.
Hey, but aren't you excited you get to be in Italy?
Oh, I'm very
I know.
excited. Yeah.
For your birthday too. Where do you think your dad will take you this time? Oh, your dad's not going.
Yeah.
Where do you think your... Do you think she's gonna... Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. So after that scene, the camera ran out of battery, so we lost connection. So from this moment forward, it's gonna be audio only. So before we go on to that, if you like our videos, please like and subscribe. And let us know if you want us to talk about a specific topic or bring a specific guest. Alright, that's all. Thank you so much. And back onto the show. Book you guys rooftop like in Thailand.
No, we'll probably be in the freaking mountain. On the side of a mountain, climbing or something.
Well, hopefully those, maybe you can film from there. Like you can have your remote,
Yes.
and her background is gonna be that beautiful view,
And it's gonna be like this.
This is your hair. This is your background right here.
Honestly, I feel like the episodes where I'm not under my little thinking lightning bolt, I don't get as good of ideas. I think Barron's really gotten all the mojo from the lightning bolt.
This is the secret sauce.
Yeah.
Definitely feeling it.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here, Baron. It was
for
great to
having
having you. We'll test you out when Haley's on vacation. So stay tuned for all of those episodes. But if you have any questions as we go into our winter break, when Haley's leaving on winter break, I'm still going to be here filming for you guys. But if you have any questions, just let us know. And let us know if you want us to invite any specific guest you want to hear on the podcast. We're open to my goal is to have a guest on here every single week.
Every single week.
Every single week.
Yeah.
Do you not enjoy just the two of us?
I think the
Or
people
just you and Barron?
I think the people need to hear from a lot of different perspectives.
Well, you've been keeping us very entertained.
Yes.
Are you saying you're
Both
gonna
of you
slow
have.
down?
I'm not slowing down. I think I'm thinking of getting into a long-term relationship, so I think I might. We'll keep you guys updated
So
on
that's the
that.
next pod? That's the subject?
No, we'll
For the holidays?
For the holidays, I'm gonna think more about it. As I've been sick over the last 2 weeks, I've had a lot of time to myself to think. And as I've thought, I've come to some conclusions, and so that's why I want more guests to keep the content flowing. But on that note, it was wonderful having you, Baron. We'll see you on next week. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Haley, do you know how to say bye?
You always give me shit when I say bye.
Why don't you say bye?
Well, I was gonna say cheers, but I didn't have a drink.